What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. No more excuses for this guy. I want to see this guy step up, not only going forward, but I want to see Marcus Morris step up this year in the playoffs and be consistent. You know, the last couple seasons specifically, I've made multiple videos, about Marcus Morris. And to me, he's one of the key players that needs to step up for this team, even if Kawhi comes back. Whether they have Kawhi, PG, doesn't matter. I feel like Mook is one of those type players. Mook, he's definitely one of those versatile players that can, I don't know, I feel like he can make or break the Clippers outcome. And I know that sounds weird, but let me explain. The last couple seasons, Marcus Morris has been one of those guys that we've looked at and said he can be the third best player on the Clippers any given night because he has that type of talent. And he plays defense, and he plays rough defense. And sometimes it's too rough. Sometimes it's too rough to the point where he gets ejected, or, he gets, a technical, and it gives other team extra free throws, whatever the case may be. But this year, I said before, earlier this season, is put up or shut up for Marcus Morris. And, for the rest of this season, which isn't many games, about 4 or 5 games or whatever, I want to see him kind of get a little bit of consistency, just as far as efficiency with his jumper and confidence in it, to where, he's effective in the play-in tournament. Because as I said before, the play-in tournament is going to be tougher than what people think. The Clippers are not just going to walk into the play-in tournament and just walk out easily. It's going to be tougher than what people think, especially if they draw the Timberwolves first, which it looks like that's who they might draw possibly. So it could be them or anybody else, but still, I just have a feeling they might draw the Timberwolves first. That's just the feeling I have. But I want to see Marcus Morris play well throughout the playoffs, or as long as they're in the play. I want to see some consistency out of Marcus Morris, just playing well on the offensive end and defensive end, because they gave this guy $64 million. And, of course, that's not a whole lot in this NBA world we're in now, because everybody seems to get 100 or better. But, for a solid role player who comes in, who's a bruiser, who can knock down shots, play a little bit of defense, that's really good money. So, he needs to live up to that contract. And to me, I've made so many videos, or I made several videos involving him and his inconsistencies. This year, going into the playoffs, I want to make a video about him, or at least involving him, I should say, with him playing at the level that everybody know that he can. Because I feel like he's one of those key cogs for the Clippers. I've said before, when Marcus Morris plays good, 99% of the time they win. There is that 1% that they will lose, that they don't come through or something like that. But 99% of the time, when Marcus Morris has 20 plus points, they win. Now, I think they lost the other night, he had 20 plus points, but still, that's that 1% I was talking about. But I feel like Marcus Morris is just one of those guys that a lot of people look at and say, man, the guy's got talent. He's versatile. He can play both ends of the floor. He's got a knockdown J. And when his three-pointer is falling, the Clippers usually just don't lose. But the only problem with him is he doesn't show up in the playoffs sometime, or throughout the season, or wherever you watch him play. It's a lot of inconsistency, and he's got a lot of expectation on him. Now, maybe not as much now, because they got Norman Powell and, Reggie Jackson, of course, has emerged. But at the same time, he's going to get minutes. He's going to get his touches. He is going to be a part of that 8-9 man rotation that Ty Lue is going to put out on the floor in the play-in tournament playoffs. And I just expect to see more out of him, because as I said before, I just truly think if he doesn't show up, in these playoffs, or when it really matters most, I personally think he's going to be moved. I thought he was possibly going to be moved at the trade deadline. And a lot of people did too, just because of his inconsistencies and how he's so up and down. I personally like Marcus Morris. I really do. I like his brother as well. I like both of the Morris twins, because I think they bring an edge and a toughness that a team can use to win a championship. The only thing with Marcus Morris is he needs to be more consistent in his role, and for what he's being paid by the Clippers, I just want to see that consistency come. And right now, his brother got a championship. So, to be honest, he needs to have one too, because, the Morris twins, both of them need to have championships. I just feel like that's the way it should be. Both of them came in the same time, got drafted at the same time, same team, all that, to Phoenix, all that stuff. So one got a championship, the other one needs to get one. And the other one's got a very good chance, which is Marcus Morris, because the Clippers are definitely a valuable threat to win a championship if healthy. And he's one of the pieces that I feel like they need to win, because even if he's not scoring as much, I would like to see, him be consistent with his shot efficiency. Now, I know it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. I do understand that. It's not easy to go out there and shoot, 10 for 12 from the field every single night in the NBA. It's just tough. I mean, these guys are top of the world players, defenders, scorers, all the above. You're playing the best teams in the world. I understand that. But Marcus Morris can be more consistent than what he has been the last couple seasons. So my thing is, he's shown a lot of flashes of, a lot of good things he can provide for this team. I want to see consistency in the playoffs, because I tell you what, for some reason, when his number is called upon, and if he's able to answer the bell most of the time, be consistent in the playoffs, they'll be a way better team anyway, simply because like I said, he plays both ends of the floor. And one thing about Marcus Morris, I seem to always notice, when his jump shot is falling, he plays defense harder. It's like he plays defense better. You know what I'm saying? And he's just one of those type players. You know what I'm saying? If his jump shot is falling, his defense is better. It goes up. And with that being said, that can help the Clippers a whole lot, especially in the play-in tournament, because you're going to need all the defense you can get against high caliber teams, because it is basically one game elimination. So it's no such thing as a 7-game series in the play-in tournament. So you need everybody to be on one accord and everybody playing at the level that a lot of people believe they should. And I'm not trying to, throw Marcus Morris under the bus or anything. He's just one of those players that I just feel like, the Clippers should expect a lot out of him. Clippers Nation should expect more out of him, because the last couple years, somewhat there's been some disappointment, and there's been a lot of inconsistency in his game. And I feel like a lot of Clippers fans have, praised him, but also bashed him at the same time, because he can be one of those, third wheel type players who can have a real impact on the game, even if he came off the bench, like when Kawhi comes back or something like that. Whatever Ty Lue chooses to do, Ty Lue switches his lineups a lot. It doesn't matter. He still can be effective in so many ways, because, like I said, he can guard the team's best player, and he might not shut him down, but he can make some good defensive plays, cause turnovers. And like I said, when his three and his jumper is falling, the Clippers offense just goes to another level, because it gives them more versatility on the offensive end. They already got Nicholas Batum out there. Then they got Reggie Jackson. They'll have Kawhi and PG. You see what I'm saying? So I want to see him do more. I want to see him, come through for the Clippers, and I want to see him live up to the contract. And I think if he plays well in this postseason, I believe personally that they'll keep him after this year too. They'll re-sign him again, and I definitely would like to see him re-sign to the Clippers and not let go, because I like his toughness and his edge. But I just need to see more consistency on the offensive end. So I'm putting this onus on him just for these playoffs. Hey, bro, I need you to come through. Need you to be consistent, need you to be what the Clippers need you to be, or what they wanted you to be the last couple years. This is the year for him to do it. It's put up or shut up. Or, like I said, he'll probably be shipped off to another team, and he might not have a chance to win a championship, depending on where they ship him to. But hey, that's my take on everything. You leave any comments in the comment section as always. And hey, Khaliis out.